It's my views, my expressions as we are today. Sise Loftus Stadium in Pitori. Abantu abaningi basazi ukuthi silapha eDurban. Kanti siyawazi nathi ukuthi sihambe sizofike and get the big guns. Zako Pitori, go Gauteng. So right next to me I've got a coach. So coach KB, abantu abaningi they say they love your analogy. They love how you take us through the game without using our emotions. But you are cool, calm, and collected. Let us talk about it today. Namhlanje we just witnessed Mamelodi Sundowns. Abantu abaningi they were hoping for Sundowns to get many goals. We saw a starting lineup saka coach. We would have thought ukuthi hey these guys are going to get ama goals masibona ama attacking amaningi. But that wasn't the case. So when a coach uyibone kanjani game namhlanje?
I'm
all good.
Welcome to Pitori, Wafeti. Yeah,
sure.
Oh man, I think it's tricky, man. It's tricky to have such games. But you need to understand, as much as Sundown squad came up with an attacking lineup, it doesn't necessarily mean they will go all guns blazing. Yes. Because you need to remember Mikel Cardozo is one coach who lost the cup final last season with Esperance.
Sure.
So now I think he came into the game thinking, okay, fine, I cannot afford to lose the game here. I mean, after all, Mamelodi Sundowns brought him here to cross over the line, winning them the CAF Champions League. Nothing else. Yeah. Sundowns doesn't need a coach to win the Bedway Premiership.
Yeah.
You and I can go coach Sundowns, who will still win Bedway Premiership. That's just me. You see. So they brought him here to win this CAF Champions League. You see.
Yeah.
And I don't like criticizing the starting lineup from coaches because they are the ones that work in the training session. But whatever idea he had with Matthews did not work out. Hence why we saw him taking out Matthews and introducing Jaden Adams, whom I love very much, Jaden Adams. I always call him master of spacing. Yeah. But I thought to myself, was the substitution right? It looked right because into the goal he had a touch. But for me, it wasn't right. I mean, I think this is a game where the prince of South African football, Themba, Zwane, could have been introduced.
Yeah.
You introduced Umshishi. The moment you introduce Umshishi, you are telling Pyramids that the prince of South African football is here now. Now, what does that say? It tells Pyramids to change their game plan.
Yeah.
Because remember, the same team that has been playing, Jaden Adams, Umukwena, Jaden Adams, and Allende have always been playing together. You see, so if you bring Umshishi, it's an element of surprise.
Yeah.
You get them where they were not thinking of, and I think the game was not really won in the middle field. There was no need. If you look at how Pyramids played, they played compact. They didn't play a low block.
Yes.
They played compact. They allowed Sundowns to go on the side. You see, which I feel, hence what I'm saying, at one moment the sub of Jaden Adams looked a good sub. But if you go into the overall game, you could have introduced Umshish. Or if it's not Umshish, you introduce Shaluli, the top goal scorer, the history maker.
Yeah.
If you do that, then you put Usales as more as a number 10, because there was no need for you to be compact in the middle field. That's how I saw it. You look at the goal. I feel for me, I've said this before, and I think this is what got me onto Amafen's weight.
Yeah.
The negotiations or the topic about the best right back in the country.
Yeah.
My brother, there's no one who comes closer to Vurvan. No one. You can take all the 5 left backs that we have at the other side. No one comes closer to Vurvan. You see, he comes in, he plays a short pass, he overlaps, and then something happens in the box, and then Ribeiro passes the back of the net. You see, but after scoring, now I want to answer my fellow gentleman. He spoke about game management.
Yes.
You know why Sundowns considered? Grant Kekana and Musali Wusa, they were focused on Umayela. They were marking Mayela. I mean, they outmarked Mayela. Let's not take until he was off. Now that substitute put the 2 defenders off. I'm told Orwe and Salana is so. Now they take this guy out.
Yes.
You tend to think, alright, we can relax.
Yes.
Look at the goal. When they crossed it, all of them, they were looking at each other. And then the goal hit them at the last spot. You are right. Maybe the Sundowns could have managed the game better. But now how? He brought in Umure. I think Umurena was to help Umudao because Mudao had a thigh injury. I mean, he flagged or they wanted to be sub. But they thought, no, we cannot sub the best player on the field. Hence why they introduced Umurena. But my issue,
much as I agree with you in terms of a lot of things, but at the same time, I'm saying now, because you've mentioned Umshishi, and Umshishi for me, from the conversation that we heard, Umshishi was my trap card. You know why? Because Umshishi would have caused the stadium to erupt. Psychologically, we would have beaten them. Not only play-wise or whatever, but psychologically, the stadium would have erupted. Umshishi, Themba, Zwane. Automatically, we take something out of there. But at the same time, I'm saying, you cannot bring in Mayema before Themba Zwane. You understand? Because now, look, I'm not taking away anything out of Billy or Mayema. Mayema is a good player, but then he gives us a lot going forward. You understand? But when it comes to Mshishi, with his experience, Mshishi was gonna hold the ball. Give it to me, I give it to you. As I give it to you, give it to me. Nika, then we wind the clock.
But
that was
also think, sorry to interrupt you. You know the other sub that I questioned was bringing off Reyners.
Yes.
Reyners was closer to man of the match to Umudao.
Yes.
You don't bring Reyners off.
Agree.
You bring Reyners and Peter Shalulin.
Yes.
Automatically you're telling them you cannot attack us because we've got pace going there. So him taking Reyners off was also a question mark. And he is right when he's saying, I agree with him. You can't bring Ubili before the Prince of South African football, Meoti. Remember, if you bring Umshishi, like you're saying, the stadium, everybody will rise. What are you saying to Pyramids? Pyramids, it's either you hold it or we'll kill you. You see? But there's a guy I met at the stadium, Meoti, and this is where I want you to say something. He says to me, Coach, I think this is the best score for Sundowns. I'm saying, why? He's like, if Sundowns had won 1-0, they were going to lose the cup. Me, sitting there, I'm thinking this guy is nuts. But listen to his reasoning. He's saying if you go away with 1-0 up, you want to play European football and sit back. And if you look at Pyramids, they've scored 20 goals home. Now it's a 1-1. It's 1-1. Sundowns is going there to play normal football. He's telling me now Sundowns is gonna be an open game, which Sundowns will score more goals.
But now the reasoning, my issue there is that the guys at North, the match at North, they are very skillful when it's time to game management, killing the time, faking the injuries and whatnot. So that would frustrate Sundowns because that would be the game plan. Pyramids.
What's your thought?
But I think I agree more. In terms of what he just said. Coach, listen, I've said this before. I've said this before. When Perez was playing Pyramids away and Sundowns was playing Al Ahly away, I said, if Perez scores first, it's going to lose the game. Unfortunately, the person that I told is not here. But I did say that. You know why? Because we tend to relax. But now it's an open game because neither side holds it on their hand. Pyramid might be leading. When the Pyramid, if they are going to banker on this on this 1-1, if when Perez is going to banker, Pyramid is going to banker on this 1-1, then it's gonna be another football game because then they will be playing in the Sundowns yard because normally Sundowns attack, so they must open up. So should they open up the game? It's up for anyone. But I agree with you, Coach.
I think it was you know what makes me happy, my brother, more than anything. And I think this is where people misjudge me, but it's fine. I'm a football fan. Before I become a Pirates fan. With the Pagania Meoti, it's blood. I was born from a team of Pirates. There's no need for me to mention who knows who. That's blood. I can't choose. You see, but if the moment you and I love football, before we love our club, believe you me, our football is going to grow. I said this to someone. Most South African fans, we want football to grow and develop. Football is developing and it's growing. But you know what's happening to the supporters?
Sure.
We are stuck behind.
Coach, before we close, you said a mouthful, but I did not hear you mention one of the players that you highly praise, Arthur Sales.
No, you know why, my brother? He had a fair game.
Okay.
You know, a CAF Champions League final, it's not a game like your Betway Premiership.
Okay.
It takes guards. There's certain players that never played. He's the first. He has never played this competition. You see, so you might have needed somebody who has the experience. Bring Sales as a sub. Sales is a good player.
Yeah.
Bring him as a sub. That's why I call him Sol for X.
Yeah.
He looks at the errors.
That's why I even say he's one of your highly
you
ranked
see,
players.
when he comes in, he will solve the problem for you. But when you start him, I've looked at him. Whenever he starts, he hardly raises his hand. So for me, he's an impact player. Bring him in as a sub. Hence what I'm saying, I feel the coach got his lineup wrong.
Okay.
And
He got his wrong.
in closure as well, Arthur Sales match, he's an incredible player, and he had a fantastic game as well. But according to the standard that I saw from him, he didn't perform that much today, but he had an incredible game.
But I understand, you know why. Sorry to
But
interrupt.
at the
Let
same
him
time,
finish,
what I want to say is that the Champions League game, you do not have to play beautiful game. You must just grind the results. It's about grinding results. So I cannot falter the boy. He's good for us. It's just the results of the day.
Let's close now. I want to invite you, coach. I want to invite Nali Pagapagala in this closing. No, don't leave, Sky. So let's close like this. You said you must be a fan of football before you are a fan of your team. So now, Sundowns is still in the final. There's a second leg to come. Would you be happy to see Sundowns getting a second star before you?
And personally, I'll be happy. Because Pyramid is a small team.
Guys,
Personally,
I'm saying, okay.
No, I'm saying personally, I'll be happy.
Okay.
Because Pyramid is like it doesn't man.
Yeah.
At least the Sundowns not a second star. Pela Girna second in command there Sundowns.
Okay.
Yeah, second in command.
Yeah.
Obvious. Sundowns is your Pirates.
Yes.
Good.
Coach, the same question. Do you share the same sentiment?
No. I told you, I'm a fan of football. No, I'll tell you.
How? Can't you admit?
That's why. It's Sundowns. Go.
Yeah.
Nah. Seriously. So Tata Easter. Says he too. Mbuze ukuthi why. Sharp. Yodlula Mazayoni ngesta, yodlula iPirate ngesta. It's either guys you up the level.
Psychologically, we agree.
Let me tell you what. You heard what he just said. My brother, now when Pirates won the league, the CAF Champions League, I'm not sure if I was born. I didn't see that. Hence why I couldn't miss this. I'm part of the history today. Now look at this is what's happening. No, look at this thing. Ever since I was born, the only team that I know with a star is this one. Ever since I was born. Sundowns recently got a 2016. I'm on a little clever and I get about this. Now this guy.
You familiar with that?
Yeah, now this guy comes in. Remember he got me on the road. Now he comes and passes and collects. Come on.
You said he's a fan of football before. So much you say Ashinja food. Say Ashinja.
Second step. Let's be a guy. Sundowns go bless and no.
Listen, Bakane. For every new trophy that was introduced, who won it?
Who won what?
The new trophies.
The new trophies are Mamelodi Sundowns.
Thank you.
And the redesign of CAF Champions League, you know who's playing that?
Sundowns.
The CAF Super League, you know who's going to play that?
Sundowns.
So if he's a Pirate, now take me away from being a supporter of football.
Yeah.
I'm a Pirates fan. He's a Sundowns fan. What are we going to say? I said this on the other interview. minority is ruling. You are forcing majority to vote.
Let's go.